Hello and welcome to Ohio Hobbies. This is This Week in Roll Hunting number 14. That's right, we have done this for 14 straight weeks. We're about to look at everything we found here in the last week at Ohio Hobbies, despite having issues with dumping coins at a bank. Now my pickup bank has been fantastic. They are working with me to make some of this happen, just like all these quarters here came from a box that they exchanged for me, and oh my goodness, was that a good box. I did manage to get $50 this week, and hopefully next week as well. And of course, I do have one box of cents here, or pennies, that was able to be hunted. I do have 3 more boxes of pennies available at the moment, but I anticipate another box of quarters this week and 2 boxes of halves. So, should still have plenty to look at next week. And I want to thank you, everyone, for watching these videos. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and start with the pennies. And just so you know, when you see it pop up at the end of this video, we have hunted now 200,000 pennies lifetime at Ohio Hobbies since I started this 2 years ago. That's it, 2 years ago. 200,000 pennies hunted, 1,028 wheat cents found, and 835 foreigns. Now we have only found 2 Indian head pennies. I found one in 2019, the very first year I started, and one last year. Nothing this year, but you never know. So, 200,000 hunted, many more to go. Let's take a look at the foreigns. We'll start there. 1963 young head, 65, 71, 72. That is a 73, little corroded. A 1975, 87, 89, 94, 94 again, 99, and 2 from 2000. Moving on to the 2009s, we had 1 birth and early childhood. We have 4 formative years, another 4 professional life, and 1 of the presidentials. Over here, we had 1 69S, not the DDO, 2 from 1970, and 3 1974 S-Mints. We'll take a quick peek at these underneath the scope. Let me bring it up here. And of course, these are going to be die cracks. First one up is a 1983. Under the scope we go. Look at that crack right there, across the FG and the bottom of the memorial. And where's my pointer at? There it is. Alright, right there you see the die crack coming all the way and out the edge of the coin. A very nice example of a pretty strong crack. The next one we're going to look at is a 1992. I looked at it for the close AM, which it did not have. But in doing that, take a look at that crack. From the top corner of the memorial through the R in America out to the rim. So those are the 2 good die cracks that's added from this box. Let's go ahead and go backwards on the wheat cents. 1957 Denver, 1956 Philly, 1956 Denver, 1953 Denver, another 1953 Denver, 1952 Denver. This 1952 Denver has some damage to the date, but it is still legible. 1946 Denver, 1941 Philly, and the oldest find of the box. This is very, very corroded and dirty. I feel like it was a metal detecting find, but it is a 1919. I think you can just get a view of it there. There is no mint mark with that date. This one here is another story. This is a 1940 something Denver. Let's take a look under the scope so you can see what I'm talking about. Look at the damage at the date. You can clearly see it is a 1940 something. Now, the sad part is there's a little bit of a loop there and a little something here. But it's definitely not a 3, because then this would be stainless steel. Or steel, sorry, not stainless. It'd be steel. And if it's a 43 copper, that's pretty messed up. It's got this much damage because it'd be worth a lot. So, we're going with it. I'm guessing it might have been a 48. Or, I don't even know. Maybe a 7. The bottom half there with the top that got bent up. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's going to go in a random unknown roll. But for now, we did get the 1919, so that was pretty impressive. I'm happy with that one. This, I believe, is the first weed I've ever found that was completely unidentifiable. Alright, moving on. Let's go ahead and look at 2 boxes of... Oh, wait. We forgot that. 1984 Bahamas. This did come out of the penny box. 1984 from the Bahamas. There you see it. 1 cent. And you can see the date there when I found that one. Okay, now 2 boxes of $half, and we get only 4 NIFCs. Not a great hunt, but it wasn't a skunk. 1 box had this guy in it, an 05 Denver. And the other box had these 3. We get a 16 Philadelphia. I guess I should show you the back of that one. And then we get the pair of 2018s. Denver and the Philly. Alright, time to get into this crazy quarter box. We'll come back to those 3. Let's do those last for the wrap up. Let's go ahead and start up here. I have noticed a surge in people going after the Alaska 6 claw. So, despite not having kept a bunch of them, I guess for now I'm going to start keeping them. Some of the lighter ones, the ones with less of the dye chips in them, I might send back. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and start holding on to all these varieties. I may even do giveaways on my TikTok. If you're into that, check it out. Give me a follow. Once we hit 1,000 on TikTok, I plan on doing a live. So, let's see. Let's take a quick look at the Alaska 6 claw. Right there is, on this one, it has 2 large blobs there, and then 1 there for a second. And then this one here, we only have the 1 large blob for the 6th claw. Not a bad looking deal. Okay, now this Delaware spitting horse is a very faint version of it. It's not the best I've found, but you can see it. A little bit of glare. There we go. It does not extend all the way to the rim, and it also does not protrude out the back of the head of the horse, so it's definitely not the best I found, but nonetheless, it is a spitting horse. Alright, now we have Arizona extra leaves on the cactus. We're going to look down here at where the designer's initials are, JFM. Look at that giant extra chunk of material. And we're going to do the same thing with another one. There it is. You see it. The J is completely wiped out in that initial. Of course, we have a lot of the San Antonio missions from 2019 with the dye chips at the bell tower. I've shown them on every single video I've done, I think. There's that one. Take a quick look at these ones. There's that one there, doubled up. And the last one. Look at that giant mound. That's crazy. Alright. We have a Kansas. We know what's coming here. It is an In God We Rust error. Take a peek. Look at that one. Look how good of an example that is. Now there are some that have the G-O missing, some that have the T and the R, some that have the I missing. But for an In God We Rust, it don't get any better than this. Alright. Now, this is something you may not be aware of, but this is a 2021. Right there it is, crossing the Delaware. And what I've found so far is, if you look at the hat right here, let me get my pointer. Alright, right here what we're looking at is this hat normally just goes around there and creates a nice little divot. These are the die cracks here, left behind a bunch of extra material. There's that one, and another one here. If I can get it to slide down, there it is. A lot less material on this one, but nonetheless, we still have the same die crack area. So you can keep an eye out for those in your new coins. Alright, let's see here. I want to pull up my quarter numbers, because we have now hunted 170,000 quarters. That is crazy. We have found 10 silvers. 5 of those 10 are this year alone, but no silver this time around. We have found 25 proofs. 10 of those are this year alone, and this is one of them. We are going to add a 1995 San Francisco impaired proof from circulation, but nonetheless, it is a beautiful coin. I love finding the proofs. Then we have our 2020 West Points with the privy mark. This one is Tall Grass Prairie, and I'm still missing the Marsh Billings. Crazy that I'm missing one, but I have not found it. And our Salt River Bay. What's great about those, that makes 92 West Point quarters found here at Ohio Hobbies. I do not have 92 currently in my collection, because I have done several giveaways with the West Point quarters, and there still may be more, but it's probably going to be on the TikTok, because that seems to be really picking up steam. I'm really having fun over there. I really want to get to the lives. If you are familiar with anything that I've done in the past, we did some quarter box battles with my coin cave up in Cleveland area, and during that I let it loose that I have some old Maxwell House coffee jars. They're instant coffee glass jars that are full of pennies. I do even have a couple that are nickels, but what happened was my grandfather put them in oil to preserve them. I'm gonna guess in the 70s, maybe mid to late 70s, no later than 80 by far. They're definitely old. They're definitely all copper that I know of, that I can see in the side of the jars. I don't know what's in there, but once we get into the TikTok lives, we are going to go ahead and break open those jars. We're going to attempt to get the oil off of the coins using a very mild bit of Dawn dish soap and warm water. Then we're going to take a look and see what we have found. You never know. We could be talking Indian heads, old coins, older than that. We could be talking maybe a 43 copper instead of steel. There might be some steel in there too. I have no idea. There could be a 1909 SVDB. You never know. But my grandfather stored them, and then I kind of hid them away as a child and never opened these jars. One was opened on a live video just for a few minutes. We looked at about 10 coins out of it, sealed it back up, and I have not looked at anything since. They are burning away. They're just, I gotta get them open. So I think I'm going to do that as a TikTok live, and it's going to be several lives across the long span of time, because we have a lot of coins to look at. So if you haven't followed me on TikTok, head over there, do so. I am right around 400 followers, a little over at this point. We need to get to 1,000 to get all that started. But enough of that. All the description has all that information, everything you need to get a hold of me one way or the other. But for this video, you know it. That's it. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you for watching. And as always, get your hobby on.